Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You all look beautiful. I'm so happy to be here. Can I tell you, I am like so nervous because I feel like I am with legends.
Oh,
You
that's
all
so sweet.
no, I'm serious. I like have my questions prepared. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for spending a
Thank
few minutes with
you.
me to just chat about the Braxtons. I saw the screener, and let me start off by saying that I thought the premiere episode is a beautiful love letter to Tracy.
Oh,
And
thank
I mean,
you.
just it was so well done. I love how you all just like bared your souls. You've always been very real. I think that's what also differentiates you from other reality shows. It's
Mhm.
not scripted. You're not
Mhm.
producing yourselves. You show us the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right,
And
right.
I just love I loved every minute of the premiere episode. So I did want to start off by saying after a 3-year hiatus, you had 7 seasons of Braxton Family Values. Now you're back on. How does it feel? Because I know that you both expressed there was some trepidation
Mhm.
about returning, but did you feel
Mhm.
like it was therapeutic once the camera started rolling?
It was definitely therapeutic for me
Yeah.
because I actually received grief counseling. Um, the trepidation for me, it was because I knew, and Tawana can speak on it when it's her turn, but the trepidation for me was, looking to my left, looking to my right, and there was no longer Tracy.
Right.
And that was the most scary part of it for me.
Yeah. Well, first I would like to say that we're all wearing green, which is her favorite color,
Yes,
which is
we are.
amazing. This was not planned, so this is
Yeah.
great. Amazing. I just think that it was important for us to do this season. Although we did have a hiatus for 3 years, a hiatus, we went through so much. Our niece passed away. A very close friend of the families, who was our driver, like a brother, he passed. Our aunt passed away. Trina's ex-husband passed away. A close friend of the families, Debbie, and then our makeup artist, who's been with us since the beginning of the Braxton Family Values, he passed away as well. So we went through so many
Mm.
hills and valleys of grief. But this, of course, is a little more closer for us because it was our amazing sister Tracy. And throughout her transitioning, she wanted us to tell her story. She wanted to tell her story, but when she knew that she no longer could, she wanted us to do it. So it was important for us to honor her wishes, to move forward, to do this show. So it was a no brainer for us. So we did. I think this is the fastest we got together to say yes. The fastest. Thank you, Tracy. So that's why we're here. So we just love her so much, and
Mhm.
we know that we shared Tracy with the entire world, and it was important for everyone to see never before seen photos, never before seen videos, so that they could really embrace what we were going through as well.
I love that. And I have to say, just watching the premiere episode, I believe that it's going to help a lot of people. I can
Yes.
relate to your grief journey. My dad passed away 3 years ago from cancer. He was a young
Sorry.
man. Yeah. And it was very jarring. So I could definitely relate to the whole grief process, the grief
Mhm.
counseling. So I think
Mhm.
that other people who also have lost a loved one, they're also going to be able to say, you know what, I know exactly what they're going through because I could
Right.
definitely understand where you all were coming from. And I know that I don't wanna give any spoilers away, but
Okay.
it's so hard. It's, like, so hard, when you've
It
already
is, it
seen it,
is.
it's like, okay. Um, Towanda, we see that you have some breaking news. So
I
how
do.
is it navigating that journey on camera?
Actually, it was easy because I'm gonna tell you what made it easy. It made it easy because um seeing Tracy go through her transitioning and how she was a fighter and how she was really fighting to be here. I then something just clicked and was like, okay, she's fighting for this and she wants to be here. Why can't I walk through the journey of my own truth? And that was important for me to say, hey, I'm just going to tell everybody, tell the world, I don't have no shame. Hey, I have alopecia. I'm bald. Yep. If a person called me bald, yep, I sure am. And, you know, and I think it's important because so many women have walked in a lot of shame with having alopecia, because we've always connected, especially in our community, we've connected our hair to strength. And
Mhm.
I just know that it doesn't define me. It doesn't define who I am. I define who I am, So I just think that was important to talk about.
Oh, absolutely. I think that certain topics, especially alopecia, don't get spoken about enough.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
think it's definitely going to help so many women who are dealing with
Mhm.
that. And again, I
Mhm.
have to go back to my earlier statements about I love how your show has always been real. You really
Yes.
don't hold back from anything.
Mhm.
And it feels like almost watching family because
Yes.
you just bear it all out and you're not afraid
Mhm.
to. And
Yeah.
we see, again, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but the last scene where you all are in grief counseling, again, I
Mhm.
don't want to say too much, but we do see that things get explosive.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and one constant theme
Yeah.
with your family has been you're very upfront about the ever-changing dynamics of sister
Mhm.
relationships. So where do you all stand now?
We have boundaries and we respect each
Yes.
other's boundaries. I think, well, what I know to be true is in the previous seasons, in the previous series of Braxton Family Values, we didn't understand each other's boundaries then. Growing up, we didn't have any boundaries. It was just us just meshed together. And, even with Trina was the first to have my nephew, my amazing nephew, Eric. And I really believed that Trina's children were my children. Even though she bore them, they were mine too, because we shared everything growing up. But I had to understand that no, those are Trina's children, and she's sharing her children with me as an aunt. So those are the type of boundaries that you have to look back on and say, "Dag, I was not right about that." I apologize for overstepping my boundaries in that way, and I think that now we have grown up and matured to the way that it's okay to say, "Hey, I apologize," because
Yes.
with the apology comes to change, and that's just where we are. We are like evolving in our womanhood. We're evolving in our womanness, and I think that age has a lot to do with it a little bit because when you become a woman of a particular age, you just have to look back and say, I was wrong for that, and it's okay to say that I was wrong.
Yes. And please don't hold me accountable for my verbiage during my hot flashes.
Right. Yes.
And Trina, we
Yes.
see, especially in that last scene, it seems like you have the most to get off of your chest.
Mhm.
How do we see, I guess, you go through this season?
Well, as Tawanda previously stated, we had all had this unfortunate series of losses throughout our family, and for me, losing my husband and my niece and my sister that close together, it was just like, come on, God, like what's
Mhm.
going on here? Like, I'm not sure if you're preparing me for something. I'm not sure if you're strengthening me for something, but like something's got to give, God. Like, come on. And I was eating everybody's feelings. I ate your feelings. I ate Tawanda's feelings. I ate Marisol's feelings. I ate Lauren's feelings. I ate my kids' feelings. I ate Tony's feelings. You name it, I ate their feelings. And then I'd eat mine too. But then I was like, enough is enough. I need to purge myself from these feelings. I need to talk to somebody. I have to get this out of my body. And I did. And hopefully, this series will encourage other people to talk to somebody because other things can develop, from different kinds of stressors. You can get depressed,
Mhm.
in an unhealthy way,
Mhm.
and a lot of times, and I think cancer is an a-hole, but that type of stress and that type of depression can lead to a cancer in your body. And you just have to allow yourself to release yourself and allow yourself to grieve and allow yourself to not be okay. And I would actually encourage other people to check on your well friends because just like someone seems okay because they are that rock of Gibraltar usually, they are usually the ones who are going through the most. Call them and check on them.
Yeah, that's a true statement, Trini Weenie.
Absolutely. I think that people can see you with a smiling face. They think that everything is good. And, and then also I think we have a tendency to not show people when things aren't going well. Because I know
Right.
for me, I'm kind of one of those people where it's like, I'll tell you after the situation has passed because it's like
Right.
not a
Right.
fear, but you don't want to be judged and it
Yes.
wasn't your
Yes.
fault. There's this like
Yes.
feeling of
Yes.
like, no,
Yes.
you don't have to know everything is perfect. When you see me, I'm good. And then you break down, in your home, but and then you're upset that nobody's reaching out. But it's like if you're putting on a perfect face all the time, then you
Yes,
can't be
yes.
upset. So it's
Yeah.
like it's a balancing act,
It is. It is. It
So,
is. I
The
agree with
covered
that.
wagon syndrome doesn't help.
hmm
You know what I mean? And it's just to talk to somebody doesn't mean that there aren't aspects in your life that aren't well. But this part right here isn't. And sometimes it's difficult, especially for me. I can only speak for me. Um, excuse me. One of my points of trepidatiousness, if that's a word, while filming is that sometimes when you're vulnerable, especially in the limelight and being on television, sometimes people take your vulnerability and they splash it as if it's entertainment, you
hmm
know, and people do not comment responsibly.
No, they don't.
You know what I mean? So sometimes it's just like, do I bear this? You know what? Yes, I do. I'm a human being and I hurt just like everybody else. You cut, I bleed red, just like everybody else. And it's important to show that I'm just like you. I am no difference. There's no partiality. God is no respect of person.
hmm
We're all going to go through it. That's it. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I'm
No,
just
no,
saying.
I love it. It's true. It's very true. And I think that's what makes the show such a hit because you share everything. You don't
Mhm.
hide one aspect. You give
No.
us the real, you show us the good along with the bad. And that's life. Sometimes you have really high highs, sometimes you have really low lows, and then sometimes you have times where it's just like, it's all right. But I love how I think I speak for all the viewers that that's why we love watching your show. We love watching you all because you do give us
Thank
the real.
you. Thank
And
you.
I wanted to segue into my next question, but we do see you all have a family dinner, which we always
Mhm.
love those dinners. Always a good time, iconic. There's some singing always breaks out. There's some jokes, like funny one-liners, always a good time. But this time it's a bit more somber, and we see that Toni shares some news of
Mhm.
her own.
Mhm.
Did you have a feeling prior to that dinner that something was awry? Did you know?
I have to be very transparent in saying that I did,
Mm,
but that wasn't my story to tell. That it was important for Tony to tell her own story. I'm typically the go-to person for a person to say, okay, this is what's going on, and to know that I'm not going to splatter or splash or let everybody know exactly what someone has told me or um, uh, I don't
Entrusted
wanted
you
me
with.
to trusted me with knowing this information. I would never do that. Uh, but I thought it was important for Tony to tell everyone herself. Um, and I knew at that time that she was carrying a lot of fear with that. So for me, as a sister, as with all of my sisters, I always like to speak life into my sisters and to always allow them to look at a different perspective of it being a positive thing. Okay, so this is what was going on. I mean, it may not feel like it's a positive thing, but if you dwell on the negative, that's what's going to come to you. So if you think about and know that this is a positive thing that you're aware, you already know this information. The doctor was able to do this for you, so now you're here. Look at us. We're here now. Yeah, you can tell the story. We're here and you can help somebody else and listen to their body. So to answer your question, yes, I did know, but it wasn't my time to tell. I wasn't going to do it anyway. So I thought it was important for Tony to tell her story the way that she needed to tell her story. Um, but I'm proud of her because usually Tony doesn't open up to say exactly how she's feeling about things. And I just think that Tracy has given her the courage to do that.
For sure.
Trina, did you have an inkling?
No, because you just never when Toni says that she has something to tell us, you know, you never know what it is. She's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. So when she said it, it was just like, ooh, I thought she was gonna say something about her engagement or something, like she eloped or something, or I didn't know. But she
That she
always has
eloped,
all
I'm
this pomp
telling
and
you.
circumstance around it. Oh my gosh, I got something to tell you guys. But this time there was some meat to it. You know what I mean? And it was just like, and it went from something like, oh, okay, Toni, what do you have to say to? Oh, well, damn,
Mhm.
Tone, damn,
Yeah.
So,
Now, I
Yeah.
wanted to end off the interview by asking you, what are you most excited for the fans to see this season?
well, first I'm excited for them to see that we're back. It's
Yes.
Yes, 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 yes.
back.
Yes, but I'm excited for them to see the entire journey. I'm
Yes,
excited for them to
yes,
see that Tracy's son is a part of it. I'm excited for them to see us getting together and talking and laughing and crying and reminiscing and, wonderful surprises in the horizons for this season. I'm just really excited about this season, period. And I just would like to say thank you to everyone who's been
yes.
supporting us from day one. And we will see you on Friday nights at 9:30 p.m. on WeTV, streaming on All Black.
All back.
Yes. I cannot wait. Thank you again for joining me for a few minutes to chat about this season. I'm excited. I can't wait. And again, the premiere episode was phenomenal.
Thank
I mean,
you.
I had the popcorn out. I had all my snacks ready. It was amazing. And I cannot
Thank
wait to
you.
see what the rest of the season brings. And thank you again for
Thank
joining.
you,
Thank
Brooke. I
you.
love your
Thank you,
name,
Brooke.
Brooke. Thank you,
Thank
Brooke.
thank you, Towanda. Thank you, Trina.
Thank you.